Back again with another one. Now, is Floyd Mayweather broke? And this is according to all these reports I've been hearing. I guess Floyd Mayweather lost like $402 million in a real estate play. Because not long ago he was bragging about he made a major investment in somewhere in Manhattan. We already know the expensive real estate in NY, and Mayweather was boasting that he owned some of that. And now just recently turns out that it appears he got beat out that money some way, somehow, and now everybody's saying he broke. Well, I will say this. See, this the thing about Mayweather, period. Well, first, he not broke. Now, how do I know? I don't know Mayweather. Well, according to reports, he was worth a little over $1.5 billion in 2024. So that was last year. So let's say he lost $400 million. Or fuck it, $500 million. Then he's still a little, that put him at $1 billion. So, still money Mayweather. But the thing is, how I feel about Mayweather, see, because people who think they know me would think I wouldn't like a person like Mayweather. Because of, I don't know, maybe he's a show-off. Not saying I don't like show-offs, but the fact that he may be somebody up there in a position to help other people. So people who think they know me would think I may feel some type of way about Mayweather. But actually, it's quite the opposite. I actually like Mayweather, especially as a boxer. But just aside from the boxing, just as far as his whole persona. And the reason why is because they can't have it both ways. Now, whether if Mayweather is rich or not, and that's all an act. That's just part of his whole script. It's just to be a rich boxer, and ain't none of that money his. It's still a necessary evil, and they can't have it both ways. Because I know a lot of not only casual racists, but a lot of people who ain't too decent theyself don't like him because he just represents an arrogant black man with a bunch of money. So much money he don't know what to do with it. Now, whether that's true or not, oh well, you can't have it both ways. So if we're going to play the money game, it applies to everybody. So that's why. But, in fact, I don't think he's broke. Although $400 million broke or not, that's a lot of money. That ain't nothing to sneeze at, especially if you got beat in a play like, I don't know. So, Mayweather, I don't know. You need to check the people around you. But see, and I don't want to go too deep down a rabbit hole. But when you got a whole bunch of money, you definitely don't got all your cash in no one place and no one account. So you got your money all over. And that's the best thing to do when you're playing the money game. But you still need to have your eye on the ball. And definitely watch the bean counters. And watch those that's watching the bean counters. You understand? But, he ain't broke. I doubt it. I highly doubt it. But what else been jumping off, man? Club in Dominican Republic. I guess it was a nice nightclub, apparently, because it packed a lot of people. And I guess they had a balcony and it caved in. And they saying they over 200 people dead, like confirmed. That's a lot of people. And I don't know the full details, y'all, forgive me. I don't know, because I remember years back it was a club in Chicago, but it was a major fire and a lot of people got trapped in. That's a cold way to go. But just anyway, but back to this whole thing, because I know a lot of people, see, this is what I gotta say about that. Well, for one, it's a tragedy, of course, because that could be anybody. Everybody like to have fun, like to party, whether you drink or not. Especially if you in the DR, probably was a lot of tourists, a lot of people, period. Even if it wasn't, a life is a life. So, but with that being said, because I got a little background in construction, but we used to talk about how, because the sky's the limit. But however, once you start building something, and I can just be a random person and I start building shit and it get certain length or whatever, some people's gonna come holler at me. And it's under the guise of safety. Now, that also can be interpreted as control, because now in order for me to be able to build something, I gotta, you know what I'm saying, hook up a book up and get part of a certain union or get accredited by this amount of people, but it's under the guise of safety. And I don't want to say, because that's the first thing people gonna say is, well, it wasn't in America, so they quality of the club or whatever. Whether that was the case or not, I don't know. But with that many people, probably had something to do with the capacity, more than likely. And they on a balcony, all that people stomping, drinking, whatever, that shit caved in, unfortunately. That's what I think. Alright, what else has been jumping off? In this one, it's a little premature for me to even speak on, but this definitely been getting a lot of attention, and it's the whole Carmelo Anthony case out in Texas, where a youngster, I guess, in self-defense, he stabbed another teen. Now this teen, Carmelo Anthony, is black, and this teen happened to be white. So that's where the whole, I guess, controversy is coming from. Now again, I haven't did the full details, so really this a little premature for me to even be speaking on it. So I'm only going to touch a little bit of it because I don't really know the full details. So I'm not going to advocate either or, but I will say this though, being the racial dynamic, that's going to already switch it up. Being that it's in Texas, that's going to already, but I will say this, man, y'all can't have it both ways, because I'm already hearing the whole talk around the whole stand your ground. So you got some people saying that, hey, that's flagrant what he did, but stand your ground when you look at the history. And see, I don't want to speak too much on it, y'all, but I'm just going to say this, man. That race element is going to play a big part, and I can already tell already because people is going one way or the other. But from what I'm hearing, man, hey, if it's self-defense, it's self-defense. The law is the law. So, and again, I don't know the details, but this topic is kicking up a lot of dust, and I want to speak on it. I'm going to speak on it more, but again, kind of like with the Mayweather case, you can't have it both ways. So let's not have the one law that apply for us, black folks, and then the one law that apply for everybody else. Let's keep it all uniform. That's all I'm going to say for now about that. But yeah, man, it's a lot of stuff been jumping off out here in this whole internet YouTube world, man. I see the information age is moving faster and faster. There's always something to talk about. You understand? Anyway, man, there's one more thing I'm going to holler at, man. The whole, what's bruh name? The whole math hopper. Everybody's saying bruh done. Now, me personally, I've seen his show like once or twice. Now, I never watched like a full episode, but I think like with Master P, somebody, heavyweights like that was on this show, and they said a few things. But he already was in hot water because of the whole Fat Joe thing, but now everybody's saying he canceled in the whole internet world. And hey, man, see, this the thing, but I'm gonna say this: if in fact it was because of that whole Fat Joe thing, then I mean, what you expect? You gotta remember who your audience is, and when you go against the grain, now you say how you feel. And if that's how you feel, whatever that was, especially when it ain't no fact, that's really why you lost. I can see if it was on some fact in you. And I really don't want to get back into that because y'all seen, I'm putting my Fat Joe videos down. Y'all know how I feel about that whole situation, the whole FBA or whatnot. You better have something to talk about more than just a trendy page or just having a whole bunch of guests and you sink when they sink. Because that's what it looked like. Same situation with the whole, a little different, but the whole Adam 22, all that shit, that's a little different. You know what I'm saying? But the same thing. It crash and burn, it crash and burn. And now, if you a host when you got guests, if you ain't got no more guests, your show tank. And you gonna have to get in front of the camera yourself to keep it lit. So that's pretty much what I want to say about that. But fuck all that. Enough of that, y'all, man. This Bad News Brown breaking it down. I'm gonna be at y'all with some more of it, man.